I'm almost here. I apologize. I'll be here soon. Hi, IRS. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Oh my gosh, YouTube is still broken. My goodness. But I'll be back. I'll be here soon. Soon. I'll be back. I'm alive. Hello. Hi, alive. We're chat. How is everybody doing? I hope you're doing okay. My tummy is in absolute agony, but it's fine. It's fine. Hi, Celtic Girland. How you doing? Yeah, I did.
Mother, did you hear about the new Warhammer/Chaos game?
Yeah, I did hear about the game, and I apologise. Oh my goodness. Tech issues. Commands. I'm gonna fix this. Cupcat. There we go. Save this. And don't worry. Here you go. There you go. But yeah, the game's looking cool, and oh my goodness, there's too many tech issues right now. It's like all these companies, right? They've been saying it's like, oh my goodness, we've laid off like most of our staff and 30% of our code is written by AI. It's like, yeah, we've done 70% layoffs and only 30% is written by AI, meaning the people that are still there are being overworked. And the AI is creating problems. Like on the backs of all of that, there's just been so many tech issues from YouTube, Google, Microsoft. I've been trying to do stuff on my computer today and it just seems to randomly just make the UI disappear now. And it's like, why? I'm not painting with paws. I am painting though. I'm painting with painting. Because I'm still in a lot of pain, and unfortunately, so on Sunday night, I didn't get much sleep because I was in pain and having to rush to a toilet
Time to eat a
constantly.
cupcake.
Then, hi Native Engine. The sleep I did get was a bit kind of just in the morning, but I didn't really sleep much on Monday either, or Monday night. But then this morning, I actually managed to fall asleep. And at first I was like, oh gosh, I'm just going to make sure my alarm wakes me like in 2 hours if I do. Like get some proper sleep. And then I woke up at like 1:30. It's like, nope, I just slept away like most of the day. Or at least a good portion of the day. Oh, my tummy hurts so much though. Painting with pain, yeah. It's not straight up ripping it off. But people who, I'll show you. We'll go to the handcam because this is where I've got my setup. Here we go. It's not technically a rip-off because, oh look, here's a Sisters of Battle thing. Oh no, that's a Death Watch, guys. Where was it? Vampire Survivors. Yeah, it's not technically a rip-off. because they are working with Cupcake, the developers. So this is actually made by the developers of Vampire Survivors, or at least partially made. It's made by the people behind Boltgun and the people behind Vampire Survivors. So yeah, it's not. It's kind of a rip-off, but it's not exactly. The website is tied for hands. It is. It actually is. Can't wait for them to bring back Battlefleet Gothic, small ships. I mean, I'm kind of excited for it because I want to see what like Photon... I want them to bring back Battlefleet Gothic and Aeronautic Imperialis. Like, I want to see what Photon aircraft look like, and I want to see what Photon ships look like, and I want to see what the newer Tau ships look like, and, you know, stuff like that. And like more Eldar ones and stuff. And we need Photon. We need official Photon ships. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing: is if GW brings back to Fleet Gothic, it's a good thing because it makes it more accessible. It's like Warhammer for Old World. If you didn't want to use the Age of Sigmar models, or at least if it wasn't an Age of Sigmar model equivalent to like Warhammer Fantasy model, you had to 3D print it. You had to use the Warhammer Fantasy rules. And a lot of people still use the old Warhammer Fantasy rules or the new fan version of the Fantasy rules. But they will continue buying GW plastic because it makes it a lot more accessible. The same goes with Battlefleet Gothic. Like, not everyone has access to
Can't wait
3D
for Battlefleet
printers.
Heresy. 'Cause yes, Horus Heresy in space already is a rule set.
Oh, wait, it's already got an official rule set. Games Workshop doing a good thing. Well, yeah, by having plastic miniatures as well, it means that you don't have, like, if you're buying the... Especially with how tiny the ships are, you're pretty much going to have to get the resin versions. You could get the FDM ones, but most FDM printers will struggle with ships that small. So you're effectively going to be forced to buy resin, and not everyone likes working with resin. And a lot of like these resin printers and stuff, they are not very environmentally friendly printers. Some of them have just been dumping stuff. Like, you know, resin waste, which is toxic. Like, yeah, you can dispose of that a bit safer. But hi TA, hi Anthony, hi Erland, hi IRS, hi Native Engine, how you all doing? Is there anyone I missed there? No, I think it was fine. But yeah, this is made by people behind Vampire Survivors, apparently. There's a trailer on the Warhammer YouTube if you want to check that out. It looks pretty cool. It looks like... This is a bit confusing to me because if you look at this image, you can see Gortrex is up there. What's it called? Age of Sigmar woman is here. Then you've got like some sort of vampire hunter person. I don't know. You got these two people. I've only got a random Cadian here. Milam Kaido, whatever his name is, from Boltgun. And then some sort of sister, you know, big battle machine. But then when it's saying who you can play as, it doesn't include the sister of these two guys. In fact, it just gives us a random kind of just looks like a firstborn marine, to be honest. I do Titanicus, which is same scale. Ooh. You think you'll get the Battle Titan, Warbreaker Titan? I want them to bring back Xenos into Titanicus and bring back... But they didn't have... Aeronautic Imperialis used to include alien ships and stuff, and they looked really cool. Like the Tau ones and the Eldar ones. And then they stopped doing... I guess maybe the Xenos ships just didn't sell well enough in the game. Where it just wasn't considered profitable to keep releasing them. Which is a shame. I hope if they do bring Battlefleet Gothic back, that they bring aliens. Because I think I want to create like an outdoor photon one. The Battle Titan Warbreaker is $500 but 14 inches tall. Wait, what's this? The Warbreaker Titan. I'm gonna have to go to this now. Warbreaker. Horus Heavy. See. Adeptus Titanicus. Oh, for Warbringer Titan. No. Oh my gosh, very expensive models. I guess they are the size of knights though, aren't they? Because I did have seen people use these things in place of like Imperial Knights in 40k. That's how big they are. I think generally with the less popular ones, they have to up the price to generate the same profit. Where's the resin one? Oh, the Side Titan, that's resin. Looks like an Imperator, but cool, but I don't know if the rules exist. Oh. Oh, maybe I missed a message here or something. Maybe I missed the message. Hello, Tail, how you doing? A Battle Bling website. Okay. But yeah, this looks kind of cool. Yeah, it says down here, Cadian Shock Trooper, Cadian Shock Trooper, Koslowski and Brother Luca, an intercessor alongside Mael and Kado. Then against the Skaven, you can play as Gortrex Gurnison and Sean Asra for Stormcast. I'm guessing there's more characters based on the trailer poster image. Based on this image. But I don't know, maybe if they're just going to be DLC editions or something. You never know. Or maybe if they'll just be unlockables. But hi, Tail, how you doing? Look at this. Oh yeah, and then there's like some stuff about... I've not read this. But some stuff about, do you know, the new wolf kill team. Eternal Storm, Hunting Astartes. Fenris Wolf. Oh, look at these guys. Oh, they're pretty cool models. I kind of want to get them just for this guy. Because he would make the unit psychic. Oh, what's this? Take the firefight into the depths of the tomb mode of a new team organized play pack. Oh, oh, look at this. A little reward you can have. Oh, you look different. I am different. I am in my chibi mode at the moment. Oh yeah, a new rumour engine. Looks like Age of Sigmar to me. Like, do you know, from Skaven or something? Or maybe from like, you know, old world steam tank or steam engine thing. Oh yeah, have you seen there's a new red gobbo coin? Collectible red gobbo coin. Oh my god, look at his big old cheeky grin. Is he wearing 2 sets of goggles? And also they've announced another one of your Warhammer Quest characters. Pretty cool character. No, I'm not a cat. Hi, big guy steam tank. Yes, steam tanks are a thing if we go to Old World. War Empire of Man. Steam Tank. Steam Tank. If you... Oh, what's it called? Warcraft. If you played like the old Warcraft games, especially before they ended up having to do an update to change it because of Games Workshop being like, hey, can you stop using our IP, please? Because if you don't know Warcraft, like World of Warcraft, or what eventually...
I just looked at the Goonhammer post on the Warbreaker from 2022. It's the size of a 40k Warhound. God Emperor above.
That would be absolutely immense. Yeah. But here we go. Empire Steam Tank. Yeah, if you played Warcraft, Warcraft became, what's it called? World of Warcraft. But it was originally meant to be a Warhammer game. That's why the orcs are bright green and look a lot like Warhammer orcs. And they originally had the steam tanks in it. Like these things. And these things are pretty cool. Well, they ended up having to change the name of the steam tanks because Games Workshop was like, can you stop using our IP? There you go. And also one of the reasons I think that Dino for Horde ended up becoming good. Like, it wasn't necessary. It went from originally meant to be like evil to not evil anymore, so that they could make their orcs and trolls and beastmen and stuff distinct from Warhammer ones. But then if you actually look at their trolls, you can actually see a lot of the influence of Warhammer and stuff within it. And you think, well, they have gnomes. Yeah, Warhammer originally had gnomes. You can still see them in Blood Bowl. But here we go. Here's what we've been building. Well, painting. Yeet. This is how it looks at the moment. I wanted to work on it more yesterday, but I was just in too much pain and too ill to really focus on it. I did get a little bit done, mostly just fixing up some of the skin. We've almost got all of the block colours done now. We just need to do like these cables, these bits here. I'm thinking about making that blue instead. Fixing up some of the issue where it's grey, where we don't want grey and stuff like that. Need to dry brush these saws, give them the colour back. Of a highlight, sorry. Need to do the candles on the little cages. Need to do the gold around here. Need to do the little ropes. And figure out what colour we want him. Need to paint that black. With these things being yellow, I think. And maybe not yellow, maybe red. Or green. I don't want to do it green because the orcs are green. The tips of the missiles will be red, the other part will be blue. That's going to be yellow, that's going to be red with that wrapping cloth being blue. That thing's going to be a bronzy colour, that light's going to be red. The screen's going to be... I'm not sure what colour I want for screen yet. I was thinking at first green, now I'm thinking like red or something. What's Warcraft? Do you know World of Warcraft? It used to be a video game, like a single player video game. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna be red. And so are those things. In fact, cloth's going to be blue, I think. And we need to also do the clothing on these guys. This wire in red. Those wires in red. The wires on the front of this thing. And the little skulls, which are down here.
Mother, there are people younger than 30 watching you if they don't know what Warcraft is.
Yeah, if you don't know what World of Warcraft is, I can't tell you. RTS is great. I'm not a big fan of World of Warcraft or WoW. But if you don't know what World of Warcraft is, like either from the movies or the games, I don't know what to tell you. It was an extremely popular game by Blizzard. I think it's still around. You can still play it. Oh yeah, these bits in here need to be bronze, and so with the bit where we connect, little sappy symbol needs to be yellow. And when I say bronze, it's like I'm using Nastreg yellow to cover all the areas I want bronze or gold. When you do the wires in the front, when you do that little thing, I'm using Bad Moon yellow where I want yellow. I think I ended up doing relatively well in the end with the yellow here. It just requires multiple layers to get it smooth. I didn't get it perfectly smooth like if I wanted to do an Imperial first, but I got it smooth enough. They remastered Warcraft 1 and 2, did they? Is that any good? Hi Saradwin, how you doing? Warcraft is better than 40k. Never, never! Warcraft sucks. Actually, I could never get into Warcraft that much. I tried to because it was so popular. Yeah, and RuneScape is still kicking. RuneScape is way better than Warcraft. RuneScape is my jam, mostly because it was free and I could play it. Although I did eventually get memberships of it. Although the grind in RuneScape is insane. Also, I based this guy. I've made him base, and I fixed a couple of issues I noticed on him. I think it's pretty cool in the end. I think I painted him quickly enough I can paint up the rest of the orcs without too much issue. Too much. Although this thing it's an incredibly daunting model to paint. It's honestly insane. It's just so big with so many random details on it. I'm wondering if I should like paint panels on this, or if I should just like put writing on it. I don't feel like I want to do writing because I don't feel like I left many, you know, proper blank spots on it where writing could go very easily. Warcraft 3 Reforged is terrible in several aspects. Sad. You're getting ready for work. I hope your work goes well. It's only got updated sprites. Well, if it's also got updated stuff so it works better with modern computers. Because that's the one issue sometimes with playing old games is... Well, actually there's a few issues, but one of the big ones is they just stop working on newer systems. Also, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I think I'll do the arms last. But what I'm going to do
Latest
now...
peak player count was August this year. I guess an expansion came out or something. You know how these SB are 14.5 million.
Latest player peak count was August. Yeah, I think I heard something about what. There's 2 Warcraft versions as far as I'm aware. The Warcraft most people will be aware of. And then you've got the old version. It's a bit like how RuneScape brought back old school RuneScape. Warcraft brought in back like an old school Warcraft. Okay, so what I want to do is go over all the parts that I want to keep in Ushabti colours. To be honest, 14.5 million isn't that much. But when you say latest peak player count, is that like this year? Or whatever. Because I swear it had like hundreds of millions of players worldwide at one point. It's probably the game that inspired the most, other than D&D, inspired most of these isekai and stuff. Yeah, this year. That's 107,000 active players. That's still a lot. The thing is, Warcraft has a lot more competition than ever before right now, though. Like, not just from other game genres, but even within its own genre. There's a lot of very successful games like Elder Scrolls Online, Lord of the Rings Online, Warhammer Online had its own thing for a while. Guild Wars, RuneScape still kicking about. I'm trying to tell what needs to be the correct colour on this and what isn't. What needs to be what colour. No, don't try Yeet. Don't trust sour apple. Ow. Was it me or was there no sound with that? Because I did not hear the sound. It's 10% for active player count is competition, then yes. Right, ESO is has that low player count. I thought it had like way more than that. Like I hear about, maybe it's just because, you know, Skyrim and stuff, I just hear about it more often. Like 10,000 is not a lot for an MMO to survive on, I feel like. How is World of Warcraft still kicking? What was ESO's like peak player count? And how is this being measured? Is this like Steam stats, console stats? Why is it still kicking? Because it's a simple game and people dedicate lots of time to it? Yeah, I guess so. There we go. I was like, hi Hensler, how you doing? Still working on the Fortress boss? Did you try making it orky and right killy with more DACA than a flash kit? It does have a lot of DACA on it. It's got these little grenade launchers on it on both sides. This giant battle cannon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big shooters. 2 big old zap cannons. A whole load of saws on the front. Big old grabby arms with saws built in. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah, and them 2 big old rocket launcher things on the back. D&D is kicking because it's really old. I'm really not a big fan of D&D right now. I've been looking at Warhammer roleplay, fantasy roleplay stuff, and I actually kind of like it more than D&D. I understand some people like Pathfinder and stuff as well. But D&D is a very good entry-level stuff. It's easy to find, it's relatively simple to understand, and it's got lots of supportive tools. a lot of other game systems just lack all of them, or at least in an easy to find way for your layman, as it were. I've seen D&D is okay, but when I've looked at other games and stuff, I kind of feel like D&D is it's just got a lot of stuff where it just feels dated, as it were. I just taking a Google with soap that comes first. I'm a level with you for ESO while stream stats only. Not sure what console would add to that. Yeah. I imagine ESO has to be relatively popular. It also depends where it's popular. Like if it's mostly popular in countries that are like asleep or working right now, then it's not going to have as good player stats. Because I know some games have like massively taken off in China. Or do you know certain countries? It's like what's it called? Oh, what's the game everyone was playing during lockdown? It was made by the Henry Stickmin people. Among Us, yeah, that was like
all-time peak player
could
free S.O. was 49,600 back in April 2020. Got that cough bump when everyone had nothing better to do, kek.
Yeah. Huh. I guess that's still a decent amount of players, active players and stuff. MMOs, you generally expect more active players in because of just the way they are, the grindy games that want more players. That want you more of your time. Whereas other games, active players isn't necessarily generally how good they're going to be doing or how like well they do as a franchise. Like there's certain games out there where they'll have a peak of however many thousand, and then you just won't see them being played until a new game or new DLC comes out. Which I think makes a lot of sense. Depending on the type of game. Certain games are only really designed to be played once, but they make their money from that one time you play. A bit like strategy games generally have surprising... Multiplayer games and strategy games generally have higher peak players than you might expect from the amount of people that actually bought the game. Because they demand more of your time. Or in some regards, they don't even demand your time, it's just multiplayer games. People are more likely to play because they play with their friends and it becomes a social activity. And once it's a social activity, that's when you've got them. Oh, there we go. This is looking all very nice right now. Hi Douglas, how you doing? Kind of fun. How's your day going? My day's going okay. I've been turned into a worm and that makes it very hard to paint. Like, I'm having to like curl my body through my gloves.
I'm a night owl and I have to say goodnight, Conjurer.
Good night, Native Engine. I hope you sleep well. Have you played any of the 40k RPGs, Dark Heresy, Wrath and Glory? I've not. I've been looking at them recently. But I've not actually played. I don't really have anyone to play with. And I'm not really a big multiplayer person anyway. I don't have the time to dedicate to learning the systems and stuff. But I did learn a bit about the old world and fantasy RPG games, and they look pretty fun. I like the idea of you know, you take damage. But they're more realistic in a weird way for normal D&D. Like, you've got injuries to worry about. You take... When you take damage and stuff, you can deal more damage, but equally more damage is being dealt to you. Magic is really, really inconsistent. Can be super powerful, but it's super inconsistent and dangerous to use. I'm like, that just sounds so cool. That's a lot of things I wish they had in D&D. And apparently some of that is stuff in like really old editions of D&D. Like 3rd edition and stuff. Da, 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 da. The Chibi banana cat. Ah, there we go. Hello. I'm here. Yeah. You wish you grew up with tabletop games. Tabletop games are cool. Too rural. I guess that is one of the issues with being rural sometimes. Unless, like, a significant part of the community decides that they like something. Bossin. We're bossing, we are. There we go. So how's this looking? It looks okay to me at the moment. Is there anything I need to focus on at 2 bits? Oh, I need to fix this eye on the front. That's meant to be red. So I'm gonna need to get rid of the black to make room for the red. She's bossing. You're slotted in. Oh. I hope it goes well for you. You got 13,000 sprinkles. Maybe the sprinkle economy is just too strong at the moment. You guys can just keep turning me into stuff and still have thousands of sprinkles left. Actually, balancing a sprinkles economy is kind of difficult because you want people to be able to use the redeems even if they don't have the time to watch every single stream and stuff. So that just inevitably means that the people who watch every stream are going to have lots of sprinkles. Wait, how do I give sprinkles again? It might not work. No, it doesn't work at the moment. Because of how YouTube does stuff. I mean, if it does, you have to go ! Give sprinkles at whoever you want to give sprinkles to, then the sprinkles number. But because of the YouTube and stuff, changing how chat works, it ultimately just changes how stream avatars works. And because it seems to be a bug on YouTube's end, I'm not sure stream avatar's going to update to change it. But maybe it's fake. I don't know. You're just going to have to test it. For tax reasons. Yeet, tax. iOS. It doesn't really work when we can't see that you're for iOS because of YouTube being silly. YouTube is so evil. There we go. Yeah, just each and every piece here. Needs to be painted. What was that other mod? I'm down here. There we go. Hi. I'm not evil. So mean. You think I'm evil? Where's your evidence that I'm evil? Hey. Hey. Where's the evidence that you're evil? Well, you've got horns and your eyes are on fire. Yeah, that doesn't mean I'm evil. Have you not heard not all tieflings are evil? Oh, D&D has had a lot of cool stuff, mind you. Like, a lot of, monsters and stuff that we take for typical fantasy monsters were just made by D&D. Some of them were always taken from, lore and stuff from real life mythology. But a lot of them were just like made up by the D&D people, and I think that's kind of cool. The original Wizards of the Coast. I think it's also cool that they've not tried to like chase down every single person that's ever used them. There's a lot of beasts and monsters, mind you, that were popularized by D&D rather than made up by them. Wizards of the Coast wasn't that great. Yeah. I don't really care for D&D anymore since it was bought up by... Which company is it that owns them again? Is it Hasbro or is it the other toy company? I think it's Hasbro, isn't it? Because Hasbro kind of sucks. When D&D was their own thing, it was amazing. Like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, or Baldur's Gate 3 I've heard a lot of good things about, but it's not really my cup of tea every time I look at it. Okay, so that's all smoothed out. That's all worked. Is that everything? I think it is, that needed fixing up. So let's get on to... I think these wires should be red. What is the name? In the name of God, can Mark, am I look? I don't have any water. I'll BRB. It's my... I'll just show you what it is. It's my battle fortress. Yeet! There it is. Let me move my head out the back, out the way. That Battle Fortress. We made it from 3 chimeras and a bunch of spare bits. Look at all those chainsaws on the front. We're painting it, but we're trying to do all the base colours on it right now, so it's not the greatest. And for both Yeet, door. And look at the little goblins in cages. They come from the dwarf miner set. It's really cool for like views like canaries. There is one piece that broke off it, and it's meant to be on the back here. Like that, but it broke off. I'll fix it back on. Or I'll just do it after everything else is painted. But anyway, RB, because I need to get my water or my brushes. I left the microphone on, didn't I? What's the point of doing a BRB? But we're back. Hi! Yeet. This is my little battle. It's my battle. It's just a tiny little battle wagon. So many doors. I just opened and closed the one door twice. Okay, I'm thinking what we want to do now is get the red painted. Where's her little... There it is. Cestus is crazy. Technically that's iOS. And don't forget to like the stream. Chat was mean while you were gone.
Mum, chat was so mean to me while you were gone.
Oh, don't be mean to Hensler, everybody. Oh, well, don't be mean to Cuptle. What are they mean to you, Cuptle? What are they mean to you? Don't bully Cuptle. Oh, look at this. It's a website. It's the website. We love the website. Best place ever. Sorry, I wanted to bring it up. They locked me in a room with rats. But anyway, where's my red colour? Let's finally get some red painted. I don't have a red here. Give me a moment. It's in this box. This Warhammer Combat Patrol box. It's full of paint. Not all my paints because they won't all fit in here, but we want some all contrast. This is one of the reasons why I'm like correcting myself when I go over places, because the contrasts work best onto a single base colour. One does not simply walk into more doors. You've not seen me. I walk into more doors than anyone else knows even existed. No, does anyone else get their hip caught on doors a lot? Like I'm walking through a door, my hip just catches on the door frame. I'm like, ow. Or catches like at the edge of a door on the door handle or something. It's worse on a door handle, like you know, a door handle's like that. When you're walking along and your hip goes dunk. It's like, ow, right into the bone. It's like wrapping around the bone. That's what it's like. So what you're saying is you have wide hips. No. No. Where are we going? Okay, that's the blush I want. It's just like doors
One does
aren't
not
wide.
simply rock into Mordor. You can't expect not to be seen.
You can't expect to not be seen. If some hobbits could do it, anybody could do it. One does not simply just walk into Mordor, Mr. Bounce. It's me, Sean Connery. I've replaced Boromir. They thought they could do with my James Bond abilities. I cannot do a Sean Connery voice. I apologize. You can't go to jail if you want to go to jail. It defeats the point of jail.
Conjurer let IRS in jail. Cupcake, what does this model do?
What does this model do? Not much. Not much. It jumps. It jumps. Unless you mean this model. This model, it drops off 22 boys into the front line and blasts everybody apart, but it most likely miss everybody, so it doesn't actually hurt anybody until it charges into them and starts cutting them up with its big old saws and arms and stuff. Did you know I am evil? I can slaughter 1,000 people. Let me do it because I'm evil. Fudge. You were gonna make me a worm. Ha ha ha! Head pat. Thanks for the head pat. Yee! Don't bow a hole in my head though. That's bad. That's bad. No boring hole in my head. We're gonna fight an alien uprising. We're gonna slaughter them all. We're gonna make a uprising. Regret it ever fought against us. Let's be cool like that. Do you think orcs know about wire insulation? I mean, they must do. This guy's got wire insulation. Although the wire insulation is also damaged. I just noticed when I was painting that wire. I'm like, maybe I should be painting copper inside this insulated wire. Other parts where it's split. You know why they paint for white for insulation red though? It's so the electricity goes faster. Let's go with more red though. It looks a bit pink right now. There we go. It's look every single thing where we get colour onto it, it starts looking just a little bit better. Thinking about making that wire blue. No, blue would be bad. Maybe I should just make it black. Because the thing is, it's going into a squig. And the squigs themselves are kind of reddy orange and yellow. I don't want it green because it's going to clash with the skin. You know what? Black tube for fuel. That's good enough. We'll paint it black. What we'll do though is I want the underside of the upside of the squig to be red, the underside to be yellowish. I'm just gonna have it like going from a red to orange gradient. I had a conversation with your girlfriend ages ago about how everyone needs a portable emotional support cat girl. We may have accidentally predicted VTubers with that one. Oh, VTubers are inevitable. It's true. It's true. And all VTubers being cat girls, well, chat forces us to be. I'm just meant to be a cupcake. I'm a cupcake. I'm not a cat. I'm a goose. There's a goose loose about me hoose. Like Thanos, VTubers are inevitable. But unlike Thanos, VTubers are undefeatable. Look at his little squeak. It's an oil squig. It's an oil squig. You know the saddest thing is, personally, is when, do you know you have cartoonishly evil or cruel characters in things?
Suspiciously cat-shaped cupcake. Like one of those realistic fake cakes, but animate, and prone to meowing more than it admits.
I don't meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. I mean, I don't meow. Never once gone, nyan, 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 nyan. Oh, darn, I accidentally got red all over his fingers. We can fix that, thankfully, because it's a contrast paint, so it doesn't dry instantly. Look at me being old. I'm old school now.
Wow, cool green purple tongue.
Thank you. Hello, Afrik Danielle. How you doing? We've just been painting a little squiggy boy. A little squiggy boy.
Time for Henslet to play a game called Try to Sleep with a Back Injury. Good night, everyone.
No! I hope you feel better and I hope you get some good sleep, Hensler. What are you doing? I'm painting. I'm painting a big old battle wagon. It goes boom, boom. Meow, meow, daka, 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 daka. Meow, bzzz, zoom. And then it moves along here and goes do, 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 do. And then the mech boy comes along and he's like, oh, my beautiful machine. Are you done eat or not? Don't eat me. I'm a cat. Not a cat. I'm a cupcake. We're friends, not food. Or if you mean, have I eaten? Yes, I have eaten. And it made my tummy hurt very much so. But I'm fine. I'll be alive. Well, I'm not fine. But I'll survive. Hopefully. Ding! 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 I'm sorry, I got hiccups. I'm not a fish! I'm not a fish! You have to give hugs to get your hearts back. You have to go hug IRS, hug Ceridwen, hug K-Trax. That's how you get for hearts, and you have to keep hugging them until you have hugged more than anybody else on the channel. That's how you get for hearts, IRS. Hearts come from love, kindness,
Cupcatfish,
and compassion.
the final form. She not fish, she a cupcake, look at her.
Cupcatfish. Oh, it worked. See, I'm not a fish. I'm not a fish, banana. You're not a fish, banana. Where were bananas? Na. Where were bananas? Banana. Banana Joe, banana. He was annoying in season 1. Do. By season 2. He was annoying. Oh gosh, it was way too much. Did you know that Banana Joe is based on your mum? There we go. You know, with some red on this thing, it's starting to look a little bit nicer. Did the hugs actually work? Because I'm not sure the hugs are actually working right now. I'm not sure any of the targeted commands work with it. They did work. Nice. Oh, it's looking amazing. It's looking... I'm using contrast bar red, by the way. Maybe I will have that screen be green. Oh yeah, I need to do the little things there. I will do the wires on the side of that. What do you think is the coolest vehicle in all of 40k? I'm not sure. There's a lot of vehicles I like in 40k. And it's hard to choose a favorite. To be fair, for Subjugate, I think it's called the Subjugate to Titan. It's one of my favourites. Goliath Rock Grinder. I think it's okay, but personally, I kind of... It loses a bit of favour with me. For being... feels too standardized for Gene Stealer cults. I feel like they need other types of vehicles. For like, just because I just don't like the idea that Gene Stealer cults are all, you know, mining factions. Like, what about everybody who wasn't, like, just worked in like the upper, no, maybe not upper levels, but you know, they don't work in the mines of a hive. Do Gene Stealer cults own... Do Gene Stealers not like anyone who's not... Do Gene Stealers only like a mine? Oh my goodness. We're going to have to take the Gene Stealers to court. Because they're like miners. Probably shouldn't be spamming Hug. You probably shouldn't, to be honest. Yeah, I just wish Gene Stealer cults had a bit more variety. I prefer the oh, what's it called? The Venator looking thing that the Gene Stealer cults have. Oh, I forget its name. Where's that? I don't know where Talon is. He might be busy. He does have a life beyond us. But mods shouldn't have lives beyond the VTubers they work for. They intern for Warhammer. Can't say you work, then I might have to pay him. Okay, I might have to change this to in a bush. Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be improvised weapons. I just wish there was a bit more variety within them. Or do you know that you could build the vehicles in more ways, so it looks like it could have different jobs. But at the moment, the one thing I don't like about the Gene Stealer cut, like, I get that it's going to be filled with workers. Workers of the world unite. But it's just, there's just so many other groups and stuff. Yeah. That I think they could have gone with as well. But yeah, my favourite one is the Venator out of the Gene Stealer cults. The Goliath Rock Grinder is cool. Mind you. It's definitely basically just bring the Killdozer into 40k.
The problem is if you had different kit you'd probably start rubbing up against the orc aesthetic, kinda scrapyard Mad Max style.
I don't think that's a bad thing in general, like there's room for multiple factions to have the same Mad Max style going on. And I think it's generally to their benefit to have more than one like that. Well, that is actually another issue with the Orc kit at the moment, in which a lot of the Arc kits, the newer Arc kits, they just have so little variety in them in terms of the ways to build. Like the Battle Wagon, I don't own the kit, but I've definitely seen it, and there's just a lot of ways you can build it. Both official ways to build it and just mess up the way that you build it and just build it in a different way. It's very easy to kit bash effectively. And the same goes for Truck. Truck is super kit bashable, and both were designed to be kit bashed. Then you compare it to the buggies though, and it's like, yeah, there's one way to build this, and if you want to go off the beaten record track or whatever, it's going to be a hard work to make something that is unique to your arcs, or just like unique between each of your arcs. So hey, you want more than one vehicle and you don't want them to look identical. Well, tough luck. And I think that's where there's more room for, you know, for arcs and for Gene Stealer cults to be different. Yeah, for both Mad Max, but all you do is make the arcs have that feel where you can make each and every single kit feel individual. Make it more modular. Where the Warhammer, let's say for Warhammer, the Gene Stealer cult kits, you have be a little less modular. That being said, if that means that you won't be able to build the rock grinder into multiple different ways. You're making your Christmas list right now. I ended up actually making a Christmas list to give to my parents. It's kind of silly, but it's just like my parents always want me, like they always want to like get stuff for me, and I've always been a very like low maintenance person in terms of gifts. Like I don't really care. I don't really want anything. Or if I do, it's just like there's not exactly much. Or it's where it's like, hey, can you get me like a new chair for my desk? Because my old one is falling to pieces. But can I have it like before Christmas? Because, you know, it's falling to pieces. I'm going to need it before then. So that means I just don't have anything to open. And that's just the way my parents are. So I end up making a Christmas list. And it's just like, hey, can you get one of these things? It only became a relatively long list because everything I kept trying to put on it, because I was like, you know what, these Forge World models and like online only models were relatively hard to get hold of and more expensive. So I'll ask my parents to get them. And then it's like, nope, they're sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. I'm like, okay. So in the end, I got the Thunderhawk on it. It's like, no expectation to actually get it because I'm like, I don't even really want it, but it isn't sold out. But it is also incredibly overpriced, so just get me 2 Land Raiders instead. Because I do need 2 Land Raiders from a siege detachment. Like normal Land Raiders, not Crusaders. Now this is starting to come together. Hi, Bob the Innkeeper, by the way. Sorry I didn't notice you there. I'm not stinky. Hey. Thanks for the big love, but you're distracting me. There we go. Who has a good 3D print on one on it? Let's see. Oh, for Thunderhawk. I've tried looking up that, but I didn't see any on Etsy last time I looked. Are these any good ones? There we go. But yeah, the only thing on the list that I actually really wanted though is the Night Apropos, because it's my favourite night. It's really cool. It's a really cool model. There we go. How's it looking at the moment? Looking not too shabby. The little wires add on a lot to it. Every piece of colour we add on, even if it's just a little piece, just really helps bring the model together. I kind of love it. Like, I think once all the block colours are done, and we've then just doing the more detail orientated work, I think it will already start looking moderately okay. But yeah, it felt a bit weird writing a Christmas list like that, because it was just meant to be a quick email of here's the link to the model I kind of want, if you do want to get me a model. Oh god. There we go. It's not in stock. The Etsy one. Oh. There we go. So also you got to, if something's like on the Etsy store, it might just be like on the American store or whatever. I generally try to like have it only on the UK or Europe store. There we go. I wonder why Games Workshop is so focused on keeping like the heresy and non-heresy stuff separated from one another. Like heresy and 40k. Maybe it's just to make the heresy IP a more distinct IP so that they can better control it. Or maybe it's because they want the heresy IP to be more, you know, free to do what you want with, and they purposely keeping it separate from 40k so that they can still enforce all of their 40k stuff. Like, one of the things that you see in Horus Heresy, but not 40k, is there's a lot of units out there that have data sheets and rules and stuff, but there's no actual other things for it. Thanks to the head pats. But there's no actual official models for them. But this is something you don't see in 40k, and the reason for this is so that people can't make 40k models based on 40k data sheets that don't have an official model. The same actually goes for Old World, the Age of Sigmar. There's a bunch of Old World things that have data sheets, but no official models connected to them. I don't think Age of Sigmar has that. So I think that gives them a plausible thing of, hey, yeah, we're not chasing all this stuff connected to Horus Heresy and Old World. But that doesn't mean we're not protecting our Age of Sigmar and 40k IP. I don't know. I just find it interesting trying to figure out why businesses make the decisions they do. Like, where's the advantage in it for them? I was going to say it's time to move on from heresies, but it just took me 3 times to do that, so heresy must stay. No! It would be fun to get like Xenos in, or like even a semi-official rule set for like using Eldar models in the heresy setting. And at the moment you can do, to some extent, like a heresy army versus Eldar by using the heresy legend rules in 40k. But it's like the Eldar were around with the heresy and they were fighting and stuff. The Necrons were around in the heresy. Apparently even the Tyranids were around, and the Orcs were definitely around. Like, it'd be fun just to like give them legend rules for the Horus Heresy, if nothing else. Turns out there are legend rules and I never saw them. Or maybe it's just like it's too expensive to caretake for too many rules. And Heresy already have so many rules connected to all the Marines and all the legions and different sub-factions and stuff. They just can't be bothered effectively doing it for all the Xenos as well. I would love to see Orcs in Titanicus. You can make a close approximity with Legio Full Path. and some custom models. Bulpet is the most smacker of the legions. I recommend you look up for old epic rules. I believe there's already still people who support for epic rules and stuff. And then just, you might have to convert some of the ranges and stuff for like the Legions Imperialis or Titanicus scale. But other than that, it's like most of what I think is in Imperialis at the moment could be used using the epic rules. Epic 40k was called. I think they had another game system called like War Master or something. That was like epic fantasy. That wasn't anywhere near as popular. Although I think it actually would be a very good way to do for fantasy armies. Like with fantasy at the moment, because you have to move all your armies in blocks of infantry, it just makes perfect sense to play it in for epic or like Imperialist style. Use the old epic rules for it. I don't know if epic rules translate directly to Imperialis, but you can play with Imperialis models using epic rules. That being said, it's like, I don't know if Imperialis is more fun than old epic. Or better. It's probably better curated and better balanced. Because they did not care much about balance and they back then. Like I believe even like Battlefleet Gothic has had its rules, like, you know, the fan community caretaking of it have had to change a bunch of the rules to make things a little bit more balanced than before. From what I've heard. Well, that was one of the big changes they made for like bringing stuff to Old World. It was removing some of the rules that just really... They were fun. But they just completely destroyed any balance. And rules like that, they're fun for the first couple of times you play, but then eventually you just want to play the game without having to constantly punch yourself in the face, quite literally. Or more accurately, your army's punching itself in the face because that's its rule. Fail a leadership test, you're very likely. Or just roll a dice, punch yourself in the face. Titanicus and Imperialis don't get one-to-one translation, unfortunately. I've seen the Titan rules and they kind of get turbo shafted. But stat blocks are entirely separate. Is this... Wait, what do you mean the Titans get turbo shafted? In Imperialis, are Titans just not as good as they are in Titanicus? Or do you mean they don't translate into epic? Okay, so that should be all of the red done. Oh gosh, I need to strengthen my back muscles. Leaning over this model isn't good. There we go. gosh, I'm yawning. I'm yawning. So what needs to be done next? There's a bit of black there that needs to be done. Oof, yawning still. And Imperialist Titans are kind of dog water. And the weapons that you think were good in one just aren't in the other. I guess that kind of makes sense with a balance perspective. But have you ever looked at the Epic 40k rules? Like the Imperialis before it was Imperialis? Granted, this was maybe a year ago, so I may have had iterations and improvements. Maybe. Oof. What do I want to do? What do I want to do indeed? Okay, so that needs to be black. I think I'll get that black done. And I think I'll get the yellow done there and on these little things. No, I've not seen them. Go and look them up. Epic was cool. It's like, imagine Battlefleet Gothic, but with the little Titan models. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted. If you couldn't tell, I'm easily distracted. Oh yeah, those wires need to be. Now we'll get the Black Templar black onto this thing here. You can't see it. This thing here, this battery. By the way, the Mechanica symbol is still at the back of this thing. I didn't bother getting rid of it. I'm not sure if the orcs would bother getting rid of it. You gotta go, bye bye, Saradwin. Saradwin. Why'd I say Saradwin? It's because you got Cestus in your name. Bye bye, IRS. Thanks for popping into the stream. Oof, I'm just gonna lean back for a little bit. I'm gonna lean back. And then click here, look at the Q team. Look at the Q team stuff. Right, that's what I want to look at today. You're definitely not stopping for heresy now. It's your own fault. Bye bye. Okay, Age of Sigmar, 40k. Kill team. Yeah, I want to look at kill team. Start to chat. The thing about Titanicus and BFG is due to being small numbers, everything feels like it both hits harder and tanks harder. Also less to keep track of. Yeah. 70 quid for this. I mean, you do get a unique set of models, I guess. You get a captain or lieutenant. You get random intercessor, random intercessor, random intercessor, random assault intercessor, random graphis with heavy bolter, random sniper dude. Yeah, none of these are for Phobos, guys. You'd expect at least one of them to be Phobos. Then here you just get a bunch of Plague Marines. And this is actually just a unit of Plague Marines. Like 3, 6, 7 Plague Marines. That's literally just a unit. I don't think you get like spare parts for them though. Then you get some MDF terrain, which is actually pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's one cool thing about them. You get the blue plastic. and a green plastic. Remember, visit does not mean it's automatically primed. You can't just paint straight onto it. And actually, you could just throw inks and stuff at it, and it would probably work pretty well, and maybe some of a contrast. Yeah. There might be a couple of options here and there on them, but I don't think there is. Yeah, it looks like they might have a couple of head options. I guess it's not the worst priced thing. Because what is it? It's like 40 quid for Plague Marines. But you do get a lot of spare parts in a normal Plague Marine kit. Kind of why I like Knights. Oh yeah, they did add Knights in the end to Titanicus, didn't they? Oh, I saw something earlier today. It was a place that sells mag cases and FDA terrain, and it looks sick. Oh yeah, I've seen some of them. But one thing I will say about MDF terrain and like MDF magnetic display case things. Ow, thank you, Tony the Tanuki. It's one, because it's like the display cases, because for MDF, when they, big hearts to everybody, I forgot about that. When they got sharp edges. They got sharp edges on all of these things, so when you're handling them, it's very easy to cut yourself. I kind of recommend sanding down a lot to the edges. Other thing is like the display case I've got. It's kind of terrible compared to the acrylic one because it doesn't really let much light into it at all. Where an acrylic one just, it's clear, so it just lets light in and it's nice. And it's also much lighter. And it's kind of cheap for my acrylic. Actually, no, the acrylic one's slightly more expensive, but because it doesn't have sharp edges, because it's a lot lighter, and it's just generally nicer. That's the only issue I like have with MDF stuff. Although MDF is a great way to get relatively cheap terrain, sometimes relatively cheap terrain. There's a lot of these places though that sell overpriced stuff. That seems very nice. It's not that one. Okay, no, that's a really good one. Trying to tell which one is my good one because I don't want to use. I kind of want to use my bad brush for doing these stuff. It's still got a good enough point to be able to do some detail work relatively easily. There we go. Oh darn, I forgot to do that wire. Wait, did I even shake that bottle properly? Give me a moment. There you go. How does this look? I think that's actually got a lot of pigment still at the bottom. Yeah. There's some places you can get cheap MDF stuff though. I think generally the cheaper ones are better. It might not be of the same quality, but if you're going for like MDF terrain, generally you want to do it because of the price. I think it's always going to be inherently worse than plastic. There's definitely been some sites and also looking around where it's like cheaper to get 3D printed stuff and even Games Workshop stuff. So I would show it to you, but when I'm at this angle I can't actually see what I'm doing. I have to just bring it to an angle where I can see it. It's also comfortable for me to hold. Thinking maybe I should do that red, since it's on a blue background. Or maybe yellow would be better. Yeah, yellow would be better. Proper bright yellow. Thinking I'll do... Don't know what the lights will be. Maybe bright yellow. Oof. Maybe bright green. Bright green could work. The town manta is really cool. Oh, give me a moment. Where's the name on this thing? Tabletop. Stronghold. Is it named Tabletop Stronghold? Because if it is, that's the one I have. Yeah, I don't... It can fit a lot of minis in it, but it's extremely heavy. It's... Like, even without the minis, it's kind of on the heavy side of stuff. Which at first I was like, yeah, I don't mind that. But then I like tried an acrylic one, and it was just so much nicer. On top of this, if you want to like see your minis inside it, you pretty much have to get like an LED light for it inside it. Also for like if you're going for the really big one, because of how wide it is and how small the handle is on it, you're effectively, it's not easy to carry around. And on top of this, the edges of it and the corners are extremely sharp. I've cut open my hip because I've like hit against it. But also like my arms and stuff with that thing. It's really not been fun. There's these acrylic ones that I found on... I don't like it because it's Amazon, but they were the best ones of price and stuff. And they're similar... They're a bit cheaper, but a bit smaller. They do fit a surprisingly good amount of minis in them. They come with a number of metallic trays, and the metallic trays are a lot nicer because they are a lot deeper. And that depth is just a little nice in making sure that your minis are a bit more secure. At least I find it does. It does mean that it has a little bit less room as a result. It was much nicer to put together the acrylic one. The doors, the acrylic door one is really nice. It doesn't quite seal, but it's got a proper metal catch on it. And it's got a nice magnet on it as well, so you don't need to use the catch all the time if you don't want to be taking things in and out easily. While the tabletop stronghold one instead uses these Velcro straps that just are nowhere near as nice. And the fittings of the doors feel really, really flimsy in the hinge. And, oh yeah, the other thing I had with my tabletop stronghold one, I got the one where it's like, it's this wide, and then it's got like a panel in the middle so that the things slot into it like that. But this middle panel was slightly warped because it's wood. But that means it's like on this side in the center, they don't slide in properly. Well, they do, but because there's a bit more of a gap, they sometimes, you know, decide they want to fall. And on this side, they don't really fit. Oh, actually, you have to pretty much fill this side first so that the pressure on it will straighten it slightly so that this side it will hold them in properly.
Can you do a silly face model?
Fail. But yeah, the last I've bought two of the acrylic ones now. The first one went together really, really nicely. The second one, though, we did have a bit of issues with trying to get the top panel on. Was it the top panel? Yeah, the top panel did. No, it wasn't the top panel. It was a door, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a door and the hinges. It didn't line up with the holes very well. Hi, so Honey Rose. You got in trouble with someone. I hope you're okay. And don't worry about not coming around all the time. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. That's what's important. There you go. But yeah, if you see the mag cases on Amazon, it's just like the simple acrylic one. It's much nicer in my opinion. Even though I really don't like Amazon. Actually, I can show you a couple of the magnetic panels that they have. It's not actual magnetic on either one. Right. This is the tabletop stronghold magnetic panel. Well, it's not magnetic, it's a metal panel that magnets are attracted to. It's pretty simple, but you can see it's got these very thin things, and the material is... It's not the worst, it's not the best, it's fine for what it is. You can see it's just so thin for these areas. This, I'm going to have to be careful with this one. This one, but you can see I like this one because it's a lot thicker, which means that when your models are on it, it's like if you do have a bit of things where they're moving, like you're in a car and it suddenly stops quickly and your magnet slides like that, it's got this area. It's a lot better protected. Where this one, and I have done that before when I've picked them up and stumbled a little bit, and on this one, they all went like that. It's like there's absolutely no support here for them. Up banana cake. Yeah, I mean, if you want to if we want to try out the MDF one, it's fine. But I'll put the link into the Discord later that has the acrylic one, because I really like this acrylic one. It doesn't come with magnets, but you can buy magnets really, really cheaply just from loads of shops, like any other hobby shop sells these magnets. And honestly at a kind of cheaper price, because you can buy like 1,000 magnets for like a $5 or something stupid now. Oh my gosh, I can see loads of sirens outside. So yeah. Yeah, from my experiences, acrylic one is much nicer. So what do I want to do? I'm looking at all of this. Maybe let's get some of a blue done. Tell us our blue, don't spill it everywhere though. Cut banana cake. I'm never a banana. I'm never a banana. I know. Ugh. Was a whole team of police. Oh no. I guess Cuptle loves bananas almost as much as Cuptle loves lettuce.
Spill the nern oil, spill the paints, spill the glue and paints. Oh, ha ha ha
No,
ha
I
ha.
spilt my Talassar blue. Like, this was a full bottle pretty much of Talassar blue. You can see just how much is gone. It was awful. I'm still
Don't
not
eat
mentally
cupcake.
recovered
Cupcake
from
our
that.
friend, not food.
Yeah, cupcakes are friends, not food. But don't worry, thankfully I'm infinitely capable of spawning. And Cuptle is a cutie, so he's allowed to get away with stuff that you guys can't. Cupcakes are friends, not food. Yeah, I do think in any case, I think a magnetic case, any magnetic case is pretty much better than no magnetic cases. Especially if you've got models that are like Dark Eldar models and are very spiky or, you know, very fragile, lots of spindly bits on them. That can get caught in foam and packaging stuff. The magnetic cases are great for just protecting them.
She is able to infinitely spawn. She is made of cupcake, therefore she is infinite food.
No,
Born to
because
end world
cupcakes are
hunger,
friends, not
forced to stream.
food. Cupcakes are friends, not food. Also, cupcakes would not be a good solution to world hunger. There's barely any nutrition in us because we're not food. It'd be like, I'm eating lots of cupcakes. What do you mean I'm malnutritioned? What is actually the most funny thing? I say it's the most funny thing. It's just funny when you do know you have somebody who just eats loads of junk food, and you know they're really obese and stuff, and the doctor's telling them you got suffering from malnutrition. Like, what do you mean? You see how much I eat? Yeah, but it's all junk food. It's got no vitamins in. It's got nothing that you need in it. And then you've got me, who's just like eating junk food to get sugars. And then the doctor's like, you're suffering from malnutrition. It's like, what do you mean? You're not getting enough sugar in your diet. It's like, have you seen how much sugar I eat? Yeah, but you're still underweight. It's because I got a stomach issue. Actually, I'm not underweight. Used to be heavily underweight. There we go. Hello, Night Parade. BRB, Cupcon, you need a shower. Go and get that shower. Eating me would be like eating too much rabbit. Deadly. Wait, can you actually die from eating rabbit? Cola! What else did I want to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to do these parts. I can do that later. I can do this bit. I want to do their bodies and these parts of them as well. I'm just looking at like what I want to get painted and in what order. Hey, Talan's here. People were wondering where you were. I told them that you fell out of a window and you didn't survive. You had the Russian politician treatment. There we go. I'm joking. I just told them that you were probably busy because you got stuff to do's.
Better late than never.
Yeah. Okay, how is this looking? We got the red on it now. The red is now helping bring it a bit more together. Still a complete mess though. Oh my goodness. We got a lot of work. I kind of see why a lot of Orc players now just like paint the entire model just like one big block colour. It does help it feel more, you know, together. I think a big part of it is all this lighter stuff needs to be less light. But we can fix that by adding mud later. Rapid meat is low in fat and carbs, lead to something like protein poisoning. Ooh. You're being outside. Thunder. What's that song that goes thunder? Thunder. Thunder! Right, it's really fun. Is it by AC/DC? I don't know. I wouldn't know. Thunderstruck. Yay! I've only got that other song.
Once you add mud and wash, it will look proper.
It will look proper. It will look proper archy. This bit's already had the wash on it. Which I think does help. I just had to make sure not to do too much at first. Well, this was partly just to see how it would look once it's on for Guardsman, and I think that looks cool. The idea is to go for like a beige and brown. So what do I want to do? I think I'll go for Skeleton Horde and these guys. Skeleton Horde. Skeleton Horde. We're making all right, so we go Skeleton
You've been
Horde.
thunderstruck.
Yeah. What's that song from Thor Ragnarok? You know, where he comes zooming in with the lightning and stuff and he's got one eye, he's like got big old axe. Because that one's not Thunderstruck. There's a different song with that one. And I really like that one. Oh, I can't even remember what it's like. I'm gonna have to Google now. Thor Ragnarok song. Don't forget to like the stream. Immigrant song. Yeah, that's a really good one. I remember reading about some guy who went into self-exile in a forest and died of rabbit starvation. What? That's how the rabbits get you. Rabbits fight back. What do you mean you were killed by rabbits? I was killed by rabbits. You mean like they jumped you? No, I killed loads of them. Oh no, this isn't. This is Nastrag Yellow. That's not what I want. What's this one? Skeleton Hard. Skeleton Hard. Skeleton Hard. Rabbits are not very nutritious, just like cupcakes. Because rabbits are fluffy friends and cupcakes are spongy friends. The bunnies bite back. Sergeant Fluffer got them from 4 clicks out with a Browning high power. Back then, rabbits used to wear armor, crazy weapons and go to war. Now they're lazy. Too much Pokemon. Maybe. Actually, by the way, this is one of the reasons why sometimes I like painting a test model up before doing a large project. One, it keeps giving you a reference for like how you want to do your colour scheme and for what mistakes you might have made as well. But also it's like, this guy looks pretty cool and he's using the same basic colour scheme and principle I'm doing for this model. But it works for him. But it's just like that entire thing, it keeps reminding you to trust the process. Trust the process. Pokemon said A, was it? Oh, his Pokemon said A, good. I've heard, I know from like all the teasers and trailers that people were getting a bit disappointed by them. Because they're like, this isn't what we wanted from another Legends game. But I started Pokemon with X and Y. Because you know that's the one I grew up with. So X and Y does have a special place in my heart and always felt kind of unfinished.
Can do this, sneering face emoji, playful face emoji.
Sneer.
The colors on these boys are very bright, almost like the squat art from back in the day.
Almost like the squat art from back in the day. Yeah, they are kind of bright. Well, that's what orcs are like. Orcs are very bright coloured boys. Sometimes. Yeah, I am trying to go for more like a bright colour scheme with them. And bright green, rather than the kind of yellow-green that's the modern look of the art. That's looking kind of cool. Joe Burnham. Oh, he's not very well glued on there. Did you know there's a man named Joe who loves to ride ponies? Ponies are, I love horses. Everyone loves horses. Everyone loves them too. If you don't love horses, it's probably because you were bit or kicked by one. I imagine. He's got a little skull on his jacket. Oh. Wait, well, you can have this one. Yeah. Yikes, has whacked that into the thing. Not what I intended to do. But it is what I did. Dun dun dun. Flashbang throws doors. Throw through the door, frozen forgot. Effect is exactly the same. The lads be they're luminous at the moment. That's because we're not finished the full colour scheme yet. So don't worry about it. But as I said, all we're doing at the moment is block colours. So we're just getting that initial green on them. It's the exact same way that I painted this guy. I mean, he is a bright green, but he's not super luminous like these guys are. Maybe. The camera does not help there, does it? Yeah, because we've not even got the green shade on them yet. We got no oil on them, boss. Don't worry about being late, Dr. Smilex. We're doing okay. Well, I mean, I'm in a lot of pain, to be honest. But other than that, we're doing okay. As far as I'm aware. Difficult painting contrast onto like little straps and stuff, because it always wants to go everywhere. Is that it for the basic blue colours? Not basic blue colours, the basic dirty soiled rag colours. For now I'll say yes. You're going to use green shade. Yeah, for this, I don't know if it's out at the moment. Called, I can't remember what it's called. We got it in one of the Combat Patrol magazines. It's called Colossal Green Shade or something like that. There we go, yeah, Collier Green Side. Technically, I think they told me to, like, paint something a yellowish colour and then add the green shade on. And, like, highlight with the green, or like flesh green. This one. Although I've got two greens that I can use. Elysian, and then I've got this moot green, which I really like. But I really like the old-fashioned, you know, very super colourful arc colours. And I think the bright green looks nicer next to the bright blues and stuff. That's generally what I'm going with. By the way, do you like that reflection? It actually looks like a proper reflection, doesn't it? Love Warpaint's propaganda. In Warpaints, it's called military shade. Military shade. What do you mean? That's a terrible military shade. Abaddon Black. Warpstone Glow. I mean, Warpstone Glow might be okay. Because it is a darker green than Moot, but... you know, Reichland Flashblade, Armageddon Technical, Shaiish Purple, Gulliman Flash. Oh, here we go. Corellia Green Shade. Really nice wash. What are we going to do though? I'm not sure what we want to do. What do I want to do? I forgot. Well, there is some red I want to paint here, where I completely miss on a bit of a squig. That isn't green at all, it is. Open this up. It's a looks turquoisey, but once it actually dries onto a model, it looks more like a dark green. I can show you just like a quick thing of it. Like onto his back. Let me see. Gives a nice dark green shade to it. That's a big old heart to you guys. Yeet. There we go. Don't forget to like the stream. There we go. That's a very nice red right there. Thanks for the head pats. Yeah, I'm getting lots of head pats today. What have I done? Have I been good or something? Me? Good? Impossible. You know what? Let's try getting some of these blues done. That might be fun. It's a fluffy tufts. Fluffy tufts. Oh, that will yum 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 yum. Thanks for the chicky nuggies. Maybe that's why I'm... Oh gosh, this was not closed properly and I'm shaking it. Maybe that's why I'm like... My tummy hurts of being eating these chicken nuggies. Maybe if we didn't screen them properly for onion and stuff. Like, oh, cola, that makes my tummy feel better. Yeek. There we go. There we go. Speed, speed, racer. Do, do, do. Go, speed, racer. Go, speed, racer. Na, 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 na. I only really know the Speed Racer tune from Scrubs. Oh, Ted's band. Has anyone watched Scrubs? If you have, mourn with me for Ted. The actor who played him died a while back, but it still makes me sad. He had a real-life band named The Blanks, who was an a cappella group, and they're the same people who appear in Ted's band and his a cappella groups. Need one that loads of cola called Drown. No, because then you'd like whack my head in fully with all the tins of cola. Or cans of cola. And then I won't be able to paint. Actually, not having to paint anymore. Sign me up. That actually looks really nice now for blue. It looks like a firework rather than a rocket though, does it? Like, Sir Boss, they're firing fireworks at us. It's like, how do you know the fireworks are blue and red? Like, I mean, they could just be normal rockets. And they explode like fireworks. Like in sparks of multicolored sparks. No, they're not multicolored sparks. It's more of just big explosions that destroy everything. That's not a firework, that's a rocket. That looks pretty nice, actually. I like that. If TITS like adds a liquids in, which they probably should never do, just thinking about that. We can add a cola. TITS is Twitch integrated throwing system. Yes, we are not on Twitch, but we utilize the program. But if I mix it up, and mix it up, allows it to work via YouTube. There we go. Look at them rockets. We got bluish rockets. It's coming together. The more blue we get onto this, the more it comes together, I feel like. The more of other colours as well helps, but it's definitely for... Do you ever... I've never had this problem as much as I have had with the arcs, and I think it's because of how much kit bashing is going on. Because when I like remove bits from sprues just to put them in the bits box, I don't bother too much trying to get rid of all the sprue on them, because, you know, it's just extra time. But I don't have for that. But that means I don't always catch all the bits of sprue that are still on the model that I need to remove. And it's just like, who puts in all of these things together? I've just had so many moments where I've just noticed bits of sprue still on the model. I don't mind because it's orcs. It just adds to the orkiness, I guess. But it doesn't just add to it, but I feel like it's not too bad. Like, there's a little bit of sprue at the top of this rocket. Like, that's not a fin at the top. Well, there's one fin. It's just... Okay, we stop that being blurry. For a second you could see it. But there's a fin there and right in front of it. It's a little bit of sprue. There we go. So that's looking a bit nicer now. I really like this Talasaur blue. It's super nice. Super nice to work with too. What have you wrote? I'm thinking about adding like words and stuff to the wagon, but I'm not certain yet. Like, at first I was thinking about writing big old letters and stuff on the side, but there's not a lot of like flat space for that. I don't want to damage the bushes. I could definitely add smaller words, but that's just going to be a lot more work. I'm not necessarily sure how good it would look in the end. Two layers of Talasaur blue looks nicer on cloths. Stops it getting as much of a metallic feel. There we go. It's coming together. But if we do add paints and stuff, I want it to be like the last thing we add before dirt and oil and stuff. We've got plenty of time to think about that. There we go. Bit by bit, this is coming together. Gosh, my chat keeps breaking on my phone. Oh, I've got a parcel from Combat Patrol magazine. Oh, I hate Effie so much. But 2 of my recent packages that I've ordered are being delivered via Effie and not Royal Mail, and I'm like, no. No. Okay, what else do? Oh yeah, I wanted to do for clothing on these guys. Yeah, each thing does add to it. I want to see Warhammer. See if we can release some metallic contrast paints. Because I just want to see how they'd look. I think they could definitely do it. With like how Talasar Blue and Majo's Purple can already make metallic looking colours. Talasar Blue looks most metallic when it's just a single thin layer, while Majo's Purple looks shiniest when it pools all together. Can't wait for the GW with. I'm wondering what they're going to reveal. If they are really feeling more marine stuff, I imagine. Well, I've got 2 ideas. One is Tyrannic War Veterans, which would be really cool, and the other is Malum Kaido. I feel like if they were to release him, they would only do it like for a one-off thing. Like, I think even Titus himself was originally meant to be one-off, and then they decided to just make it more of an official long-term release. Because of the popularity of Space Marine 2. Meanwhile, Malum Kaido doesn't even look that different or interesting from a generic Stern Guard. It'd be really fun if it came with loads of weapon options. Lead Belcher is not a contrast paint. Lead Belcher is a normal metallic paint. It's a base colour. Contrast paints are these very liquidy, watery paints. There's a big Ultramarines box in the plane, yeah. I'm wondering though if that's because originally all the Ultramarine stuff that was revealed was meant to be revealed at this event show. But because it all got leaked, they pushed all the dates forward and stuff. So I'm wondering if they actually do have any Marine stuff, if they will reveal it there. I've got a feeling what they might do is just show off all the Marine stuff like in person, which they had originally planned to do, but just be like, this is already out. You can already get this. I mean, I'd be tempted to do something like that if it was me, but only tempted. I don't think I'd actually do that. Unless I just had nothing else to work with for the show and to fill the slot with. Contrast paint is a specific formula of paint. It has a very high concentration of dense pigment in a very fluid medium. Yeah. I feel like that they could, although I'm definitely no paint expert or chemist, make a contrast metallic paint. Oh gosh, it's really hard to paint this glove. There's just so much in the way of it. But he's got his glove painted. It could be Horus Heresy stuff. Hi Nano Fate, how you doing? You could see if it works yourself and buy the same mediums of contrast for contrast and normal paints without pigments. I guess so. I don't want to do the work myself. I want GW to do it for me. Because I'm a lazy little cupcake. I'm the laziest little cupcake that ever did cupcake. I've been thinking about like what would my war boss or mech boss say like in his type of, you know, war speeches. And I was like, we might not be the biggest, we might not be the strongest, but we are the steeliest. And the shootiest. We're the lootiest and we're the shootiest. That's it. The lootiest and the shootiest. Well, to be honest, we wouldn't even be that shooty, would they, compared to a lot of Arky factions. Who else really likes Death Skulls? Sometimes I feel like I might be the only one. There we go. I feel like I should try other paints and stuff. I just never feel like I have a reason to try them. Because one of the big things is like, Citadel paints aren't that, if you're in the UK, Citadel paints aren't usually that much more expensive than the others, and sometimes are cheaper. At least in my experiences when I've been on the websites and stuff. I'm like, I already know Citadel paints. I already know they're relatively decent. Of a UK based company, so might as well just keep using them. Like I was looking at, you know, getting varnishes and stuff, and the only reason I didn't go for the Citadel one is because people said the Citadel one sucked. I was looking at the prices and it's like, okay, yeah, the Citadel one at all the websites I've gone to is no more expensive. On a couple of websites it was more expensive. But on the websites I usually go to that are usually just cheaper for everything, it was no more expensive to go for. Yeah, dev schools are kleptomaniacs. They're looters. They're not kleptos. They're looters. Although, yeah, they do hoard stuff. They steal stuff and then they hoard it. There used to be something about them being like the shootiest faction as well. But I think that got changed to the Bad Moons are the shootiest now. It used to be Bad Moons were just the richest, so they just had lots of everything. But now it's also changed them to being like the... I think they also had like the ability to have like custom Mega Blasters and stuff. Because they could pay for the best stuff. It's like if you wanted some good Dakar, there was no one better than the... Like one of the things was, I think in Old Law, was the admoons paid the deaf schools to steal stuff, like get them all the best guns and all the best materials. And they hired like, so deaf schools often were like the mechiest and the shootiest. But they sold some of the best weapons to the, and the experimental weapons to Bad Moons. But Bad Moons didn't always like working with the deaf schools, because sometimes you'd pay them to build something and then they'd steal it off you. Or do you pay them to loot something? Oh gosh, I'll have to fix that later. There we go. Very difficult painting these grots. I feel like maybe I should have painted them then stuck them on. But you know, that would have been too easy. Why is everything but the part I want to... Oh, because the ear's in the way. Best going in from above. That makes more sense. Okay, yeah. We got the blues painted on for little grots. Are the bad moons the ones that grow their teeth quicker? Yeah, they are. They're the ones with the most teeth. Because they grow their teeth quicker and they replace them quicker, meaning that they always have just more money to spend. And then it's like, do you know that entire thing of you need to spend money to make money? Well, the bad moons are also very good at that type of stuff. They're very good at turning a small amount of money into a much larger amount of money. Alright. Just give me a moment. Got a bit of pain on my lip. Drinking your blood raven yourself, considering that I steal Cupcake's cola almost every stream. So mean. So mean. There we go. I like the painting of the tank. Thank you, Douglas. Oh gosh, what are we doing? What have I got to do now? I don't want to fix where I went wrong with this dude. Like he's got blue all over his ear. So when I'm thinking about it, I'll get this bit of moot green. To be fair, Chaos have to steal pretty much everything. Not every Chaos faction needs to, or does do, but most have to. If not because they need to steal the thing they want, but because they need to steal a thing for somebody else who wants it. So that they can then get the thing they want from the person who told them to steal that. Okay, let me just get some orange. Okay, we got the magma drop flame colour. Gonna start the gradient on the squig now. Let's put this over here so I'm less likely to knock it over. Put this around the mouth. Need to get it under the body too. Hey Mal, how you doing? I'm not a cat. I'm just suspiciously cat-shaped right now. Because of a certain Dr. Smilex being super mean to me. There we go. I barely see that gradient. Oh, don't worry, it'll look better after I get some yellow on it. Okay, we're getting some bad moon yellow now. onto the different pieces. Onto the different pieces, yeah! We got so many parts. The issue with Bad Moon Yellow contrast is that it's very, very thin. It doesn't really cover up anything. It's very hard to actually get it to look yellow. Comparatively to a lot of the other contrast paints, which you can just paint straight on. Yeah, starting to look yellow. It's like, yeah, this needed multiple layers of a contrast and this Uriel yellow to look good. Let's get this wire done. You can see this is a very proper bright yellow compared to that orangey yellow of Nastrag. I do like it, even in some of the official colour schemes. They have like a colour that shares the same name as the faction that you want to paint, and the official colour schemes like, no, don't use that colour, use this colour from a different faction. It's much closer. Gosh, there we go. Gotta be careful. It still stains of the colours. You're gonna go to sleep now. Bye bye, Dr. Smilex. I hope you sleep well. A good rest of your night and stuff. Knocked over my green shade there. Just got to be a bit careful to keep it on the parts I want yellow. So it really wants to go on for blue parts. I mean, arcs aren't known to be the neatest, so don't mind too much. Yeah, it's just spilling over the edges. There we go. Gosh, you kind of need to go for a thicker coat on it just to get any colour on. Okay, now onto the bottom of the squeak. Now don't get onto the thingies of the gobbo. We can always fix in post, as we say. Okay, now around the eyes a little bit and the mouth. Where's this brush? Come over here. That's a bit too much. Yeah, sometimes with contrast especially, if it gets in places you don't want, you can sometimes just fix it by throwing, just taking a dry brush and just trying to wipe it away with a dry brush or dab it away. Whatever works best for you. Fireworks again. Okay, so that goes there. And let's get this onto here. There we go. Okay, it's coming together bit by bit. The model is slowly starting to look like an actual, you know, painted model. You're getting an idea of my vision. I'm getting a better idea of my vision. I often go into these projects and without a very strong idea of what I want to get from it. Instead, I'll just go for a rough idea. In part because the stronger idea I have of how I want it to look, the harder it is to achieve that idea and the harder it is to then be happy with the final product. Whereas if I just go in with a rough idea, it's easier to achieve and then I don't feel like I need to be as perfectionist with it. That's something I had to learn when I was drawing manga and stuff. Like, sometimes you just have to deal with things being not exactly how you want them to be. It's just a thing of life. Sometimes it will look exactly how you want. Sometimes it won't. Most often than not, more often than not, never mind how good it looks, it won't look exactly how you want it to look. There we go. It's a lot easier to have happy little accidents when you allow for happy little accidents. Is a good way to look at it. Like if you go in with a very strong image and it has to look exactly like that, it will inevitably be difficult to achieve that image. And a little accident won't be all that happy. You know what? Let's just try it on this face. Have we talked? Yeah, we did at the start of the stream. Made by the Vampire Survivor people and the Bolt Gun people. That looks kind of cool, actually. With where it goes green, where it was already blue. Painted fully. There we go. Looks kind of cool. I am interested though in, if you look at the little thumbnail for the trailer, it shows a number of characters weren't mentioned as like playable characters. And didn't appear in the trailer itself. And I'm wondering if they're like DLC characters, like day one DLC. Or if they're going to be like unlockable characters. I got, or maybe if they're just powers. Because we did see them like able to summon guardsmen, so maybe you can also summon like this little Sisters of Battle thing to help you. I say little, it's a big old battle suit. Oh, there we go. Piece by piece, the model comes together. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's starting to look like an actual, you know, model you see on a tabletop. It's still got a lot of work to do though. Like as I said, we're still just doing the base colours. We're getting close to being done, but it's like, the closer we get to being done, the more small details need to be done. If it's like the normal Vampire Survivor, it's probably a mixture of unlockables and etc. Yeah. Hi Tony, how you doing? It looks like it's meant to be very much like the normal Vampire Survivors. It looks kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not really a big fan of the Vampire Survivor, the actual normal Vampire Survivors. I've kind of liked all of the spin-offs better. I say spin-offs, you know, the copycat games. I think some of that might be the graphics and stuff of it. Like, what was knocking there? It's just a little gun on the side. People love Vampire Survivors. Yeah, people do love it. That's why I hate it. I'm joking. I think the big thing for me over the normal Vampire Survivors compared to a lot of the knockoff games and stuff, or the Vampire Survivors-like games, is that I just struggle to tell what's going on with Vampire Survivors. Because, you know, of the graphic style. Looking at the trailer and stuff, this feels like it'll be easier to see what's going on. Also, they didn't have cute anime girls or potatoes. How are you meant to be able to enjoy a game if it doesn't have cute anime games or potatoes? That's a joke, by the way, because I love Potato and Holokyo. Can't wait until the first AAA Vampire Survivor game made by Ubisoft. It will have open world and a battle pass. Wouldn't that just basically be... Oh, what's it called? Rain. Risk of Rain 2. Because that's what it sounds like. Because Risk of Rain 2 is kind of open world. And it's very similar to Vampire Survivors. I think it's older than Vampire Survivors by quite a long way though. Vampire Survivors, I don't think it's even that unique, because a lot of games get described as Vampire Survivors-like, but some of them are actually older than Vampire Survivors. It's because it's just a common take on the roguelike aesthetic, on the roguelike playstyle though, but with generally larger waves than most other games will throw at you. Ooh, that's a skin flap on the... Okay. I'm gonna have to get some ball of red on this now. Brotato cries whenever... Brotato was made in 2012 to land. I'm joking, I have no idea when it was made. I know I heard of Brotato long before I ever heard of Vampire Survivors. Well, I think I did. Yeah, no, I know I played Brotato on the channel. It's because it's one of the games that I played before ever becoming a VTuber. It was one of my favourite games. Yeah, I kind of want to check Steam now. Like the stream if you remember Conjuror playing Brotato and you are also 200 years old. What's this? Potion Crafter. Store. I'm gonna look up Vampire Survivors. When did it release? I wonder if it became super popular like years after it first released or not. In 2022. Brotato. Released in 2023. Oh. I thought it was older than that. Maybe it was like in early access or something. Like I swear I had it for quite a long time. See all updates. Go down to the bottom. Where will it go up? Did Brotato have a dungeon crawler crossover? I just swear I saw a dungeon crawler in it. Maybe not. I've been playing Dungeon. Oh no, but he's just saying you can play Dungeon. I love Dungeon Crawler. Was it a Flash game before the current version? Like, but I don't think it was. Okay, no, yeah. So it did have it was out in early access back in like 2022 and stuff. June 13th. Vampire Survivors came out in October 2022. Oh, there's been DLCs for Brotato, I never knew. Now I need to check for updates for it. There we go, go back. Go down. Oh my gosh, we have an infinite number of updates. I've only gone back 6 days worth of updates. Okay, here we go. So 2021 in December, it was in early access. Okay, yeah, so Potato's definitely a lot longer. It just took me forever to find out about Vampire Survivors. RV. Oh my gosh, there's a game called RV there yet. Oh my goodness, sorry. You guys, you got me distracted. You did this on purpose so I didn't get any painting done. Oh, what do I even want to do? You know what? I'm going to get some green colours done. Like green glowy colours. So let's get some of it. Oh my gosh, look how thick that stuff is at the bottom. Everyone has been playing RV Fair yet for days now. Look, look. I've been ill. Conjuror lives under a cupcake. No, I live on the moon. Why do you think my internet's so bad? I just pretend to live in Britain. I've got like a VPN there. Oh my gosh. You have to give it one of those good old vortex shakes. Okay, move it so fast it stops appearing on the camera. Okay, it's almost gone. When people on the International Space Station find things out faster than Cupcon. We've got an International Space Station. When did that happen? Next you're going to tell me that we landed on the moon or something. Or that we discovered a new continent called America or something stupid like that. Why would he call a continent America? That's like deciding Brittany should be called America. Either way, that is what Brittany's name also is. If you discovered a continent, I'd name it Joe. The continent Joe. Joe Mama. Oh gosh. You know how I name things? If I would name it something like Stinkbag, like Matt. You know how I name my orcs? Really good at naming them. Like we got Tribe Stinkbag, we got Tribe Jankyfoot. Do you really trust me with naming a continent? Okay, so yeah, are we all like, your Cupcake where she discovered a continent? Like, yeah. Are we all okay just ignoring the name that she chose for it? And I'll be like, why are you ignoring my name? It's because it's a bad name. What's wrong with Doom Coffin? Doom Coffin. What's wrong with a name like Potato Man? Everyone loves Potato Man. No. If it wasn't for the discovery of America, we wouldn't have potatoes. And we wouldn't have tomatoes. And life would be so sad. Like, could you imagine life without potatoes or tomatoes? I could. I just don't want to. Because it'd be sad. Oh, no, 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 no. No. How's that looking? That looks okay. We got green glowy bits. Oh goodness. So we did actually quite a bit of work today. We didn't get large sections painted like other days, but we got lots of small bits painted. We got the squig done, we got the clothing done for a bunch of these guys, the little gobbos. But we do need to work on his chest. We got that squig, we got some tubing done, we got all the wiring done, all the red parts on the model we did today. We got the missile bits done. Oh, I want to get some little raggy bits done. Do you know where it's all tied on in blue? It's fine. So let's look what still needs to be done. That needs to be blue, that face. That needs to be worked on. These things need to be Nastreg yellow all along here. Same with this. Oh, that need to be red, that lever. Then that needs to be Nastreg yellow down here. These things need to be Nastreg yellow. And same with that. These are going to have a glow on them, so we can do that afterwards. We need to do the bone colours, and there's a few brown colours, like, you know, with these things I want to do. And I got to go over some of the grey areas. Same with this. This needs to be Nastreg. That needs to be blue. That skull. Just make it stand out a little bit. But I'm thinking about painting it metal, then making it blue. Then these things need to be done. Thinking maybe you turning this into bronze colour back there. Making this section blue or there. Maybe that bronze there as well. Making that bit silver. No, make that bit bronze as well. That bit blue. These bits blue. Those bits red. And then this bit just iron metal colours. I think I need to do a bit of grey here on those parts before making it silver. And then over here, I think we'll do a similar colour scheme to on this side. With these pipey bits being bronzy colours. The main arm being blue up to about... No, all the way up to here. Except this bit bronze colour, then normal iron colours here. And then for piping we can do mixtures of bright yellow and red. But it's coming together bit by bit. It's just... You can see why it takes forever to get these things done. Looks amazing, Cupcake. Thank you, Tail. Oh my gosh, look at all the reds. Oh. But bit by bit. Then once all the base colours are done, we'll get making all the grey bits looking metallic. All the... Oh, that was meant to be blue here. That fabric going around this stuff. Oh yeah, I also need to like neaten up this area around there. I forgot about that. But once all that's done, make these Nastreg yellow parts look bronze or golden. Get all of that done. Get some washes on a lot of the models. Work on the teeth and the skin and the details. I think I'll try making this look a bit feathered. Try getting like a wood effect on it because I just want to test it out. After seeing a golden demon champion person for like the other young ages one, having this really, really nice feathering effects, I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel bad now. I need to make my stuff better. Like, I would have been absolutely demolished when I was a kid entering Golden Demon. Oh. Actually, no, it's not fair. It's just like looking at the feathering effects. I'm like, you know, that actually looks really cool. It's a very nice, subtle effect. Because I've seen feathering effects on other models and I've been like, it looks very, very nice, but it also looks very hard and it's not very subtle. It's like, often, unless it's a centerpiece model, I want my effects to look kind of subtle. I don't want them to catch the eye too much. I'm like, ooh, but that's a very nice, subtle one. It doesn't you don't necessarily notice it immediately until you start looking at it. And then I'm like, that's a kind of effect I love. I want to test that out. And this kind of model is a perfect way just to test out lots of effects. Like, I used this bit just to test out trying to paint yellows smoother. Actually, I've not really tested out much else on it other than just how some of the colours react to one another as contrasts. Like, some of them just will paint straight over other colours as if they're not there, while some of them will change colour themselves. So it's like, I mean, I'm testing out on a larger scale. Same things I started testing here. But also, I definitely need to test out my idea for bronze metallic colours on this, because I never really got the chance on this one. So, but anyway, thank you everyone for watching the stream. If you've not liked it already, then please do like it, because it really helps me out. And you know, I hope you have a good rest of your day. That you eat good food, you sleep well, that you take care of yourself, be kind to others and vice versa. Remember to work hard but play harder, and also dream of cupcakes, but don't eat the cupcakes because they're friends, not food. And tomorrow morning we'll be painting this even more. Wow! And in the afternoon we'll have a member stream. Yeah. Goodbye everybody. Yeah, wee. Ah! Love you all. Ba 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 ba.